All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my custom D&D campaigns set in my messed up, screwed up custom D&D world, and the players you see below you are the people that have agreed to subject themselves to me. Whether that was a good idea or not, all of them will probably question throughout most of this campaign. So moving things around because of course I am. So it's been a little while. I had some health issues, had to cancel a few streams, but we are back and ready to party. Quick reminder for those of you watching this live, we do have integrations that I have turned off that I'm about to turn back on right now. But where are we? There we go. You can actually interact with the game, and you can actually influence using channel points, which are free and are just earned from watching the stream. So, there we go. That should fix everything. All right. So yeah, but please check out the little TJ Tales button underneath to chat, and you can do things like give these guys healing potions, or we've already had a boss that was designed by one of the audience members. So yeah, you can even create NPCs for these guys to interact with and cool stuff.
Haven't I died enough?
Not yet. I mean, your character is still existing, so it can still die a gig again.
Protect the squishy!
But
worse things than death.
Check that out, and yes, feel free to chat and stuff with the other viewers as we return to traversing the veil. Keeping a ship for flying in the Sovereignty requires a fair amount of effort and a know-how. But Karen, the captain of this ragtag crew, has done her best and has recruited a fairly decent group of, let's call them, interesting individuals. While looking for work on Voxus Landing, one of the largest stations in the Sovereignty, the crew is able to find a gentleman who needed to transport to Imperius, the capital and home of the Sovereignty. Very quickly, it became apparent that this was going to be a more interesting job than simply transporting a young gentleman and his very well-armed and trained for friends, well, at least well-armed, to the capital, as they were attacked in the tavern where they met their contact. After fleeing the station as quickly as possible, the crew thought it was clear sailing until a creature none of them had ever seen nor heard about seemingly attacked the ship, nearly swallowing it whole, had it not been for the quick actions of the crew in scaring it off. A few days later, they met an envoy from whomever it was chasing their cargo, a dragon knight by the name of Elias. After dispatching him rather quickly, he retreated on the back of his green dragon, and the party realized they needed to find a spot to recover and figure out what to do next, because they were obviously being tracked. One of the guards of their cargo mentioned he knew a place with a hidden dock where they could rest and plan their next move. Landing there, they met the patron of a family and his daughter, who welcomed them with open arms, and the party was able to rest and try to decide on what to do next with their very hot cargo. So, you all, again, are on this kind of ranch of a farm of a place. It's been a little bit, so remind me. I believe the last time we spoke, you guys were outside in one of the fields, kind of chit-chatting and deciding what to do, right?
We were outside because we were trying to figure out what the true motive is of our cargo, and then Reggie had the bright idea to use disguise self to make himself look like one of that guy's personal guards, to hopefully try to get close to him and maybe try to get some information without causing any actual trouble.
Yeah, I think the key question is, who are you disguising yourself as?
Yeah, there's a grand total of, 3 of them?
There's Arthur. There's... I have the other one.
Corral?
I think... I don't think. My brain is...
Carell.
There we go.
Yeah, I wrote it down too.
Arthur, Carell, and then the 2 Genasi who we never got their names.
Well, my original idea was just to change my clothes to make it look like I was wearing the same uniform, because I highly doubt that this guy even remembers who he works with, because he's just that uppity and affluent.
Mm.
I mean, got like a one.
Of course, then again, now that you mentioned that we haven't even bothered learning about the Genasi, I might turn myself into one of them. Maybe he's the same way.
I mean, I could also just have, I always thought in my head, Spitwit's just got, the metabolism of Pixie, so he's probably, burned through that bowling ball size of food is probably... it's probably gone away by now.
Not only that, but I think he's still in the mansion. I think we just walked out without him.
Yeah,
because he was in a food coma.
He was very comfortable where he was at that point.
Well, then, if that's the case, Reggie, who just basically turned around and is about to walk into the manor, basically stops, turns.
Who are you impersonating?
So it still looks like Reggie.
No, I know, that's what Smeg was off. So who are you gonna impersonate?
Oh, I was just hoping that he just never really remembered faces. But then again, I just remembered. Don't you still have your adorable little friend inside that place?
He's been a
already...
real help so far.
I
friends with the kitchen staff.
Well, maybe it's time we have him actually work off those calories.
Spitty, wake up. It's working time.
You hear in your mind this kind of picture of comfort and kind of a fluffiness.
Do not take that tone with me. Get up.
You get a small kind of feeling of and you assume it's gotten up.
Get up, you lazy...
Yeah, you're relatively certain it's up. It seems to be waiting for whatever it is you want it to do now that it is Giga conscious.
Get over here. You're intelligent. You got intelligence score.
What is his intelligence score?
It's like 10 or something.
Yeah, 10.
It's-
Pseudo dragons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an intelligent creature. It just has no spoken language. So it can't communicate in anything other than kind of abstract feelings and pictures.
Well, no, limited telepathy, can communicate simple ideas, emotions, and images telepathically.
Which is what I said.
Yeah.
So, you guys, because you are out on the ranch itself, getting the spit dragon, spitwick. Why word?
Spitwit.
To you
Okay.
guys, will take 5-ish minutes as he has to fly through the house and find a door or window to come out. So.
By the way, I've dispelled disguise self now that we're going with this plan, so I'm back in my normal sailing gear.
Okay. So the rest of you, Aoi and Karen, what are you guys doing as you're watching Reggie go in and out of the disguise self, and Smegwick apparently argue with his own mind?
And I was just content to kind of relax for a little bit, but if we're getting up to something, I guess I'll go check in with them and see what they're up to.
Okay, let's go.
So again, they're kind of having their own little huddle there, and you guys notice Karen and Aoi approaching.
I just kind of tap Smegwick like, oh, hey.
What?
I'm totally getting a partners in crime feeling from you two.
Oh, again, we
Shoot,
hate
mom's coming.
each other. We hate each other's guts,
Yeah.
but our chemistry is like perfect.
Can't stand each other, but game respect game. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And how may we help you out tonight, Miss Captain?
Is there a plan you two are carrying out that we don't know about? What are you trying to do?
Gather as much intel as possible. I'm just gonna have Spitwit do a little reconnoiter on our guys and see if we can't get any more information besides what they're giving us. I refuse to believe anyone's this incompetent.
Who you're searching for? You're trying to get information from the people we're staying with, or you're trying to get people?
Oh, we're trying to find out Taj.
Kaelwyn and his gods.
Which, by the way, quick question: like, Kaelwyn has his own guards, but does this manor have its own guard staff as well, or is it just like servants?
The manor itself is remarkably sparse. You actually haven't even seen that many servants. The meal that was served to you was served entirely by a single person. Spitwick was able to tell you.
They got a great staff.
There was a single cook in the kitchen. And as you guys are in the fields, and it does have an agrarian aspect to it, you've seen a couple of people, since it's kind of late-ish in the day, it's getting towards this evening, you've seen like maybe one or two people in the fields, but they don't really look like they're working heavily. Like some of them are going around and checking plants. But overall, you guys have seen maybe about 5 workers or servants in total in the entire ranch.
This place is more suspect all the time, and it just makes me want to work for this guy more.
Fair.
We could use the word.
Well, I mean, do what you are doing. Just don't piss off the guy giving us food and bed.
No, yeah, I mean, everything's
Oh.
great here. He's got a
Well, that-
great operation here.
Well, then, if that's the case, Smegwick, my dear friend, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to run a little interference. And Reggie is going to, undisguised, walk back into the manor because he wants to chat up the host.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, and I found a coin on the way there.
Wait till you guys find the secret passage, which is my to the Twitter notification. Cool.
Which is great because he's going off of he's splitting the party. That's always a good thing.
Definitely a good idea for the guy who's been knocked unconscious twice.
Oh boy.
Reggie, as you go into the manor again, this time you enter a side entrance in the wing that you guys have been given access to for your rooms. Again, Captain has her own room. You and Reggie, I think, we're just sharing one. And I think Aui's got her own room, if I remember correctly. To the east is the kind of main dining hall where you guys had eaten before. North of that is what you assume to be the manor house area where your host and his daughter actually live. And then east of that is the servants' quarters and other things like that. So, from where you are right now, where are you hoping to go?
What time is it, would you say, right now at this moment?
It's late afternoon, early evening, like between 5 and 6-ish. So you can see the sun is starting to get lower in the sky. It's really late summer right now, despite the fact that there are no real seasons in the plane of air. It always is this kind of really late summer-ish weather. So.
Okay, so if I were a rich noble who was feeling pretty comfortable with himself right now, especially after entertaining who I hope he thinks are very nice guests, I'm going to see if I can find some kind of study or meeting room in that wing where, the host and his family live.
Okay, sure. So to get there, you would go to the foyer, and then there's a door to the north from there.
Is there anyone around, or is it just me
where you
at this
are
moment?
Right now, there isn't. But from your own experience, it's relatively common for the waitstaff and servants to avoid guest quarters unless they're actively cleaning or doing something for a guest as more a privacy thing.
Okay, then with that in mind, I am actually going to turn around and head to the servants' wing. Maybe I could try to. So yeah, I would like to head over there,
Sure.
and the first servant I see, I would just like to chat up right there. Just ask a simple question.
Sure. So as you're walking through the house, you start by going to the dining room, which connects directly to the servants' wing. And as you're in there, you can see the gentleman that had waited on you all and had set up that really, really large lunch was putting the final touches on what looks like a place setting for a very light dinner or evening meal. And he's sitting there and he's very meticulously kind of making sure all the flatware is in the right spot. And you see him polishing glasses. And he doesn't even acknowledge you until you kind of look over in his direction expectantly. Then he's immediately, "Yes, sir?"
I do apologize for the intrusion, but if you don't mind me asking, would you be able to point me in the direction of where our dear kind host might be at this time? I wish to extend some graceful gratitude his way.
The master of the house has retired to his private quarters until our evening meal. If you would like, I can go fetch him for you, but he would prefer to have his private quarters remain private.
Oh, that is not a problem at all. Thank you so much. I'll be sure to extend those words when he's ready to come on out. With that in mind, I now turn complete 180. I head back outside, meet back up with the crew, and I just go, all right, Smeggy, you're in the clear. He's in his quarters. He does not want to be disturbed. Go for it.
Okay, I'm spying on Kaelwyn.
I know, but I'm just
Yeah.
making sure the host
Okay.
doesn't mess up anything.
Okay. I'm presuming Spitwit's here now.
Yes, this is Spitwick has arrived. He looks at you, and you can see he looks almost slightly miffed. He's a little upset that he's not his nice little warm cushion by the fire, but he's ready for whatever plan you have.
Oh, get over it. You've ate your fill just like the rest of us, and there's probably going to be more later. Get up, fly over, spy on the house with Kaelwyn and the guards. Reconnoiter.
And it kind of looks at you quizzically, and then like a and
Little wing.
goes off to look around.
Go to the guardhouse. Eavesdrop. You know how to do this.
And he flies off. Did you want to see through his eyes or anything like that?
Yeah, after he's done there, I'm just gonna like turn like I'm gonna act like I'm taking in the vista, but I'm gonna like my eyes don't roll up in the back of my head, but I'll just definitely be like just down.
Are you doing just visual or both audio and visual?
Oh, I'll be going audio and visual.
Okay,
I'm like,
cool.
okay, I'm gonna be completely mute to the world here, so someone watch out for me. I can still feel, so if you just like give me a nudge.
Wait, is your head like, say again, is your head like tilted down or looking?
Oh yeah. I'm looking down.
Don't mind him, he's looking for a contact.
I'm not bending over. I'm just caught. Pseudo dragon's more helpful than him, anyway. All right.
As Spitwick kind of flies through, you see him go to a window and kind of stop and tries to open it, and it doesn't. So he flies around to a door that's locked. So he flies around again, and he eventually finds a way into the initial foyer before the main dining room. And he flies into the dining room, and for a second you watch him kind of pause as you see him kind of slowly start to turn.
Don't even think about it.
Then his head shakes, and he starts going to the guest quarters and going to where Kaelwyn's quarters are. And the door is locked.
Somebody's access point. Surely you can get something there.
So I'm guessing so the windows from outside where they would be locked.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's glass, so it's not impenetrable. But the guy that has been chased and almost killed a couple of times now seems to be paranoid about people breaking into his room.
Is this place so fancy? There's a chimney.
Fantastic question. In this particular guest room, because it's not the nicest, no. In Karen's, she actually does have a private fireplace. Captain gets the good stuff.
Captain's prerogative.
So,
Spitty.
you can attempt. Again, with a pseudo dragon, they don't quite have the manual dexterity that a human would have. So he can to try to like force the door open. But beyond that, he is a little bit limited by locked doors.
Easy. Spitty.
Or he can
Cute act. Time for the cute act.
Spitwit's gonna like.
Okay. He goes up and you see him kind of scratching on the door. And a minute passes and Nothing happens. He scratches on the door again, and suddenly the door opens, and you see Kaelwyn holding a candlestick going, "You won't get... Oh. What are you doing here?" And he just blows past. "This is my room. I already have to share it with my guards. I don't want an animal in here." And you see him kind of come in, and you see him go and get a towel from his side table.
Has he have like slippers or anything that's on the floor or anything yet?
He seems to still be fully dressed, but he's taken a coat off, one of his overcoats.
Is there like
dressed?
like guest robes and guest slippers and stuff like that?
He hasn't gotten into any of that stuff yet.
Are they out?
No. I had to think for a second. No, as of right now, there isn't.
I think he'll just like Spitwit will just be like on the table or something. Like he won't be on the bed; he'll be on a table. He'll just be like he'll really be pulling on the charm. He's gonna be just like big anime eyes.
Mm-hmm. And you see Kaelwyn pick up this towel, and he's just kind of like waving at him. He's like, "Shoo, go away, up."
He flap, goes flap up, lands back down.
Sees you go,
and then lands back down.
He seems really excited that he got him to do something. So he goes over, "Go up again," and flies up. He's like, "Oh,
lands back down.
Now, roll over."
He's like pausing real quick, and he's like, there's a split second, like Spitwit, like, look, buddy, we all gotta do our part. Do it. you know you're gonna get better food later.
You get this image in your mind of a man just slowly dying.
You've done worse, you prima donna. Get to work.
And you watch as your vision.
He goes up in the air and he does a barrel roll.
Yeah,
and then he
just completely spins. You get a little sick to your stomach for a second. And he's like, "Oh, this is amazing! Now I completely see why he keeps you around. I'm not supposed to give you a treat or something, am I? I never liked pets. A damn dog was just annoying me the entire time, and he would always poop on the rug right when I was there." And he just kind of looks at you again. "Well, now what? Are you looking for food? I don't have any food. They won't let me eat in here, which I believe is very rude."
Is he sitting down yet, or is he still standing?
He's starting to pace now, and he seems to become much more comfortable with the fact that he's talking to no one. But is it
like, Spitwit will look very interested? Yes. Best do best. Listen.
I can't believe how difficult this has been on me. And then that captain, she just doesn't understand how hard it is to be born into wealth. I have had so many more responsibilities than any of these peasants would ever understand. I mean, I have to keep my image squeaky clean, or I would get yelled at by my father, and then I have to manage my own finances. Well, I manage the financier who manages my finances, but that's a lot of talking, and every so often I have to sign things. It is just so much easier to be poor, where you can just go where you want, and you don't have to worry about people trying to kill you so that your father will let the person out of jail. I should have just taken the money and, well, I should have taken more of the money, I guess. I mean, the money I took was nice, but... And then he kind
of... Oh my God, I hate this guy every second. It's going up.
You wouldn't understand, would you? No. And he comes down really close and starts like playing with his face. No, you're free as a bird, aren't you?
Don't do it.
Yes,
don't bite
you
him.
are. You're
Don't
a
do
cute
it.
little fairy dragon. Ow! As Spitwick bites.
He doesn't bite him. No, I'm telling him, like, he's telling him just like, don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Just a playful nip.
Meanwhile, as this is happening, I'm just leaning over to the captain, like, just this once. Come on, let me tip him over.
This guy, this guy, like, oh my god, this guy is. Well, he just referred to everyone else as peasants. Just FYI.
He's one of those types, huh?
I'm sure you're responding. I can't hear you.
Oh, right.
So he continues.
Okay. I'm relaying every so often. I'm just like, okay. He offered him a lot of money. Should have took more.
Well,
His father's a magistrate so far.
I guess this will all be over once we return to the sovereignty, and I explain everything to my father, and he can have all these people arrested, and then everything will be perfectly fine.
When he says all these people arrested, he's not referring to us. He's referring to the people threatening him, right?
Fantastic question. If you wanted to talk to him, you can then ask him.
Well, can I have an insight check? Can Smegwick have an insight check on?
Can you do insight through?
I'm viewing
a familiar.
Insight is effectively interpretation of data that you could get. I mean, that's literally what it is. So if it's just visual and audio data, there's not a ton more he would have learned from being physically there. So yeah, roll an insight check.
Okay. On Tasha Dice. Pretty good. 15 total.
Yeah, tried to figure out the definition of words used simply by body language. Remarkably hard. You have no idea if he's referring to you guys or if he's just referring. He literally did not emphasize anything in it that would make you think he was leaning one way or the other.
He's not claim. So I just also interpret insight from the situation as like, I don't know why he would. It was concerning, but I don't think why he would include us in getting arrested.
Yeah, literally the only the thing you know is he said my father can have them all arrested, and whatever you choose to interpret from that is entirely up to you.
Okay, we may have to keep our eyes on this guy. He may be possibly so spoiled. He might feel unjust. He might feel that our compensation will be justified.
As you're kind of relaying this, you watch as he kind of turns back. You know what? You've been such a good listener. I'm going to go find you a treat. Servants! So hard to find good help.
This guy's calling for servants on an island less of people. Interesting. He's mostly spoiled. The story seems legit about getting back home to his father, who appears to be a magistrate from what little I could tell. Spinny, find the gods. See where the gods are staying. Are they like right near? Or are they like across anywhere?
The guards don't seem to be in the room right now, but this is where they are staying. As of right now, you guys actually haven't seen the guards. Since dinner, it looks like. You did notice, and I'm drawing a blank on his name, the one that's got a thing for the daughter.
Corell.
Say again?
Corell,
thank you. Corell went into the private residence with the daughter to have some alone time. Whatever you think that entails. But the other guards, you haven't seen them since dinner.
They could be out reconnoitering themselves, getting the lay of the land, security detail, if these guys are at all competent. Go up.
Are you actually saying that, like, out loud?
Oh, yeah, he will be saying it out loud. Okay. All right, Spitty, leave the buffoon behind. go aerial, see if you can find the gods.
And you get
They're
kind of
probably
an
smart taking a break from
affirmative in
him,
your
but I wouldn't.
head, and he flies out and starts searching. Are you going to remain seeing through his eyes while he looks, or are you going to do other things?
Spitwood is intelligent enough to find and keep an eye on from a distance, so I'll briefly go out as I tell him, keep an eye out, keep an eye on. If you find him, Smegwick out, and goes back.
So the rest of you
Like-
watch as Smedwick's eyes kind of cloud back in. You see him kind of look around and just adjust to the fact that he's now in a different environment than he was before.
Smegwick takes out his mirror. He has a steel mirror, takes it out, looks at his face, looks at Reggie.
Were any other situation, you would have whiskers all over your face. But come on, tell us, what'd you learn?
What I was relaying while I was looking through this. So far, the guy seems to be on the up and up about the story about his dad being a magistrate. Made that little comment that I relayed about saying he could probably have all these people arrested. Hopefully, he's not including us in that, since we are going to get him home safely. Don't know where the gods are, but if they're smart, 2 reasons. One, they're probably taking a break from him, because God knows everyone else wants to. They're probably, I'm having Spitwood right now searching for him, seeing if maybe we can't listen on them at all.
I hate this guy more and more. Can he just suck it up?
Kid, you weren't there listening to that. You have no idea how spoiled this guy is.
Oh, God.
This guy, he wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He has the entire dinner set.
If we don't make sure he gets home safely,
No payday.
You got a point.
Which
Yeah,
is the
but
next point. How are we going to get there safely?
Of course,
is
then
it
again, that's a
worth it? Is
course-
this worth it?
Of
Is
course,
what
that's
I'm asking.
Of course, that's assuming that if we do get him there safely, do we get paid or put behind bars?
Well, so far he's got nothing on us. We haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, I say the next time that Elias guy comes, we let him have him.
Elias ain't going to pay us, Cap. And so far, we actually do need. There's going to be some money. It's going to go towards the repairs on the ship, slight though they may be. If anything, this is a hell of an operation here. This guy's got something going on. I'm inclined to see if maybe Bidwin might have any thoughts on being a loyal and diligent citizen and possibly helping us safely give us an idea on how to safely escort Kaelwyn back home.
Maybe he knows what that monster was.
That was a veil serpent.
Wait, you know what that was? All of a sudden.
I mean, I heard stories. I never saw one in detail. Now I'm never gonna forget.
I just had an idea.
I saw the thing's uvula.
I just had an idea. It may not give us any confirmation of what he wants to do, but it might give us some little extra context. Like, going off of what your little spitty friend told us through you, I might have to say one of us should probably now meet with Kaelwyn. Try to get an idea of what he says is going to happen after we end our little contract with him. If he says the exact same thing, then I guess he's legit. But if he changes his story, then we might be in trouble.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna suggest you do that because he's certainly not gonna do that to Spitwit.
Captain, permission to meet with our contract?
Meet with the.
Kaelwyn.
Sure.
Little Lord Fauntleroy.
Not a problem. And I just march right back into the manor a second time.
It's gonna be a problem after he gets talking to him after 2 minutes.
As you walk into the manor, you see Kaelin kind of going around. Where did that blasted beast go? And he sees you. Have you seen that? Oh, never mind. And you see he's got like a little piece of bread. He kind of looks at in his finger, and then he just he throws it on the ground and kind of storms off to his room.
Oh, now, my dear sir, you seem to be most perturbed this evening. And tell me, what is most troubling you at this time?
And he kind of turns to you and is like, it's just everything. All
now
I was trying to do was be more independent.
Oh, you know, we all have our problems. Come here, sit down. Are we just like in a random ass hallway? Like how far?
The guest wing has kind of a central hallway with all the rooms.
There's not like benches or anything like in the hallway. It's just rooms, right?
There would be a few benches and stuff like that. Just more for decoration than anything else, but they're functional.
I sit in one anyway. I don't care if it's for decoration.
Hey, Jody, our cameras went wonky.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
That's an issue with chat, so it's all fixed now.
I just sit down in one of those decorative ass benches and I just go, come on, you have all the time in the world right now. We're safe here. Come on, talk to me. What's troubling you?
And he kind of looks at you funny because having been in houses like this, he's never seen anyone actually use the ornamental furniture before. So he just looks at you and like, and he looks around for a place to sit and just, fine. It's just, all I was trying to do was to make my own way. My father is constantly talking about how much he's paying for my education and how much he's spent on making sure that I do the right things, and then how much more work I have to do in order to be able to succeed him in law, and it's just a nightmare. These men just gave me the opportunity to make my own money, so I didn't have to ask him and beg him for simple things like a brand new ship that could fly and you know impress.
That's the first like stab in my heart. A ship is a simple thing to this guy.
Just
Internally, Reggie is like, "Oh my god, he was not kidding."
It's just not fair. I mean,
Smegwick as Tim the Enchanter is like, I warned you.
You are allowed to do whatever you want, but me, I don't have that choice. Either I do exactly as my father tells me, demands of me, or he will cut me off, and I will die in destitution. You don't understand how difficult it is to have a famous father. It's just you.
Did he ever tell us the name of his father again, like his actual name? Oh, well, you did say famous. If I do apologize, and your tale is most heartbreaking for me. Internally, I am like killing myself right now. If I may ask, you mentioned your father is not just a magistrate, but famous as well. Tell me, I actually do have some friends in high society of my own. If I may know your father's name, please.
And he kind of looks at you like you just slapped him in the face. What? How do you not? Oh! And he seems to be really amused at something that completely escapes you, and he just laughs for like a minute.
Of course you don't know who my father is. You're a peasant.
And eventually he kind of gets, I forgot. I'm in disguise.
Oh, that's a little bit better.
Oh, it's of course you don't know my father. You don't know me.
Oh, God, it went back down.
My full name is Corel Alatonin. And he just sits there waiting for a reaction.
Are you suffering from leg pain? Call your doctor about halitonin.
No, if
could-
you don't like the name.
no, I love names like that. I'm surprised
Side
there aren't.
effects may include extreme entitlement.
I'm surprised there aren't
Lasts for
more.
more than 4 hours. Call it to the doctor.
I am surprised that there aren't more like wizards in D&D named after medicine, like Zyrtax.
How do you
Okay,
know the
considering
medicine isn't named after D&D characters. Like, let's
Right?
be honest. These are scientists. They were nerds when they were kids.
okay, considering my
The
considering
demon xylitol.
oh god, why is that so? That's way more funny than
pretty
it should be
great.
to me.
It's pretty great.
Okay, considering like my history and such, could I do like an actual like history check to see if
Sure.
I recognize that name?
Sure.
Okay. 12.
The name sounds familiar. You were not incredibly well versed in the law circles, but you do recognize the name as one of the chief magistrates. Though, for the life of you, you have no idea what his first name is, and the only reason you recognize the name is there have been a few higher profile sentences that have come down for, let's say, other people that you were aware of, and his name showed up as one of the people that ruled on this sentence. But
Gotcha.
you,
At-
from your background, you know that high society is built in these little kind of cliques, and some of the cliques bleed into other cliques, and some of them don't. The legal clique don't associate with almost anyone else because they have actual power compared to a lot of aristocrats who only have like purchasing power, and they're really smug and arrogant about it. So most of the other highfalutin people don't interact with them at all.
Okay, then at the mention of that name, and this hopefully a miracle happens. At the mention of that name, Reggie just kind of like leans in, squinting his eyes for a little bit, and then he goes, I thought I saw some resemblance between you and your father. Oh, something was just poking at the back of my mind. Oh, it's good, sir. It is an honor to be standing in the presence of a Halatonan.
Go ahead and make me into the deception check with advantage.
Thank you. My first advantage.
Well, you are feeding right into to his neuroses.
Does a 27 count?
It's a failure. I'm so sorry. Yeah. He is just. You can see him. Just his chest puffs out a little bit. He gets taller.
Sure.
As his shoulders kind of broaden, and you see him kind of extend his hand, almost in a way you would expect him to be like presenting a ring for you to kiss, but he immediately kind of turns it to more of a very formal handshake kind of thing. Yes.
I take his hand in both my hands, like, oh, indeed,
and
an
as you do
honor.
that, he kind of looks at you strange and very quickly kind of pulls his hand away. And he's like, yes. I forgot
my apologies.
Master of disguising abilities. I actually made this disguise myself. I was so proud of how well it turned out.
Oh, and for someone who is great at this kind of thing, I must say, you did a masterful job.
And he's just like, stop.
Well, I must say, let me just say again, it is a true honor to have you aboard our vessel. That being said, though, I must return to my crew, but I just wanted to check how you were doing. We'll see each other for dinner, possibly?
Possibly, to be honest, that meal was somewhat heavy, and now that pest has left, I think I might turn in early for the night.
Oh, that is not a problem at all. You get as much beauty sleep as you demand. Very well. I will let you retire, my good sir.
Have a wonderful night. And he kind of does this kind of heel clicking turn almost and walks very regally back into his room, which he kind of runs into the door at first as he jiggles it. What? Hello? Who? Damn it. And he kind of turns back towards you. And you see he's trying to formulate this as something. And he just goes, and walks the other way looking for his servant to apparently open his locked door from when he locked himself out of his room.
Forgot his hotel key.
Yeah, don't you just hate it when that happens? I walk out of the matter. I rejoin my crew. Can I do a constitution check to see if I don't vomit?
You can't roll high enough.
As soon as I walk out there, I just smile to everyone.
Reggie, are you okay?
Okay, tell me this, Smegwick. How did your little friend not die in his presence?
He wanted to bite him.
Why did you let him?
We need to get paid.
Jeez. Okay. So, while I unfortunately did not learn his true intent of this journey, I did learn his true name. Have any of you come across the dear name of Halatonin?
I had a family member that suffered from halitonin. He had to take a daily little mouthwash.
May I roll an intelligence check?
Would it be history?
Sure. You can
Would it be
roll-
history?
Yeah, for you it'd be history.
Well, history is intelligence.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
they're both into intelligence, so if you don't have it to trained, it's still gonna be an intelligence roll.
Yeah, I don't have it trained.
I'm proficient. Got a 23.
I gotta remember real quick. Smegwick, you would not be familiar with the name. But again, it was part of a circle that you just don't run. You never ran in. Owie, what did you get?
18.
18. You don't personally know anyone from the family. However, you remember a friend that you used to have play dates with when you were younger, before you entered the academy, that used to complain about one of the children in that family and how much of a jerk that they were. But that's all you know about them.
Oh.
Smegwick was 23, blank. Owie.
It's weird. It's like the military and people that go to really expensive colleges interact with the different circles.
Hey, technically, I was in the military for over a year.
Yeah.
I kind of heard of someone like that, but it was through a different source. It was really low when I heard about it.
And this wouldn't be anyone that like we would just know of just because you usually know like who's running things like in some sort of perfunctory.
Here's a good question. Do you know who sits on the Supreme Court of California?
I was about to make a Ruth Bader Ginsburg association, but yeah.
I was about to say, a lot of people know the Supreme Court of the United States because the press reports on it a lot. The equivalent here, this is not highest court in the land. This is a slightly lower court.
Got it.
And the regular populace, unless you're involved in the law or in high society, because these people are filthy rich, you just don't learn it.
Got it. That's fair.
As this is all happening, you see Spitwick come over, and he relays the information. He can't find any of the guards anywhere other than Corell, who he saw through a window with his girlfriend, who they seem to just be kind of talking and enjoying each other's company. Beyond that, none of these other people exist. Almost like he couldn't find anything other than them.
Did Spitwit go to the ship in part of the search?
Uh,
Or did he only search the island?
I guess that's up to you. Your original command was to search.
Reconnoiter aerial.
Yeah, so technically because the ship is underground, I would say the interpretation of it, since you said aerial, probably wasn't to go to
That's
the
fair.
underground. It's a secret thing. You can send him there, though.
Yeah, that's the next thing. Go to the ship. If they're
Okay.
planning anything, could be there, buddy.
All right, and he
Stay stealthy. Do not be seen.
he goes off. And again, the island that you guys are on is not massive.
Yeah.
It's big enough for a decent sized farm, but he's able to get there pretty quickly. And within about 5 to 6 minutes, you hear back a message.
And I'll tell him, like,
Well, he actually sends you an image of the quarters that they were occupying. Their stuff isn't there.
We're talking about
this stuff's not
the
there.
whiny guys guards.
Yep.
The gods, Arthur, Corell's with it, making, hopefully, our connection will get better if he gets married into the family with Corell and Kira. But Arthur and the other two, they're not. The gear's gone from the ship.
How the hell did they pull a fast one on us?
Where are they gonna go?
Exactly.
I think we might want to go find Bidwin.
I am inclined to agree.
And we don't really know where Mr. Bidwin would be, do we?
Well, he's in the private wing, which is relatively large, but it's a finite space. So he's somewhere in there. You
He's
guys
the-
have been
he's the
told that
host,
he's
right?
in his private quarters. So he's in his room.
I say we wait
Let's not be
till
stealthy. Let's go find him.
dinner. Why can't we just wait till dinner and ask him if he knows where they went? He seems to know all the goings on of his own island.
I mean, fair.
I'm inclined to agree with the captain. However, Smegwick, you might want to leave your little friend on the ship. Something tells me that they
They
might
took
have...
the stuff. They took the stuff. They took the stuff they were traveling with.
Is that all that they took?
Spitty, check to make sure the other doors are still locked.
And you get a kind of agreement in your head, and you wait for a few minutes, and
Simple image, locked door.
uh,
Oh, like that. Sorry, wrong
Sorry,
gesture. Whoops.
this was a family-friendly stream.
Oh, Smitty
You
found my
eventually get,
magazines.
Good night, everyone.
You eventually get this feeling of like, boom, as he runs into one of the doors. It seems the doors on the mid deck all seem to still be locked for those of you that left them locked. However, when he gets to the captain's quarters, you see images of the captain's quarters, and they look like they've been tossed slightly. There's things out of order in the captain's quarters.
But they're not. No one's there now, right?
Not that Spitwick is telling you.
But the door was unlocked.
The door was open.
Captain, your door's open on the ship,
On the ship.
and it looks like it's been. It doesn't look like it's been tossed, but it looks like it's been rummaged.
Can I do a check to see if anything's missing? I don't really
sure.
own that much.
We first need to get to
so
the
I
ship.
don't-
We're still on the
You guys
island.
need to get to
Oh,
the
that's
ship,
right.
but
We're
once you
not
get
there. We're
get
not there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
we're
can
not
totally go. You
That's
guys
fine.
have
I'd
roughly like an
see.
hour-ish before dinner is supposed to be served, so...
I don't really have important things on there, but that is worrisome.
I think we should still check it out to see if anything's missing. Period.
Mhm.
Our doors
Yeah,
were locked.
Absolutely,
The captain was
absolutely.
not.
Let's check.
Let's go casual.
Okay.
I'm also going to quickly check like the main cargo hold of the ship because that's where Reggie sleeps. He just has like a hammock in the corner of it. He doesn't have actual quarters in the ship.
Well, you do,
What?
you just don't use them.
Well,
There
yeah,
are
You
3
do have
rooms
an
for
assigned
us.
bunk.
There are 3 rooms for us, and
Yeah.
the captain's up top.
Yeah. Who's going where? Reggie, are you going directly to your hammock?
I'm going right to my hammock in the main cargo hold just to see if anything is like just generally missing in the cargo hold as well.
All right. Aoi and Smegwick, are you going with the captain to her quarters, or are you going...
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going with the captain.
Captain.
All right.
And I'm going to have Spitwit go ahead and further search. If there's anywhere, like these guys can't go anywhere else, see if they can find it, up to and including, not being too nosy, but seeing if they can't, maybe they're looking around with Bidwin.
Okay. Cool. We'll deal with that in just a second.
Okay.
Karen, as you get to your room, the door itself is slightly ajar, and as you go in, you know how you keep your room.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as you kind of go in, there's this really strange kind of alien feel to your room. If you've ever had someone toss your room, or if you've ever gone somewhere where someone else has been in there and look for things, it's this really strange, almost violation feeling. And you come in and it feels wrong. But as you look around, there's really not that much out of place. Like on the one of the corners of your bed is not tucked in the same way it was when you left it. You look over at your table where you have all your maps and everything, and a few of the papers and things like that aren't where you normally keep them. Your navigational tools and things like that have been moved. But overall, there's not much. Like, were it not for the fact that apparently whoever tossed your quarters was just sloppy, you might not have even realized someone had been in there.
So they didn't find what they were looking for.
Go ahead and make me an investigation to check, though.
All of us are just the captain.
Just the captain. To be blunt, you guys wouldn't know what to look
Yeah.
for.
Well, in my story, Smegwick actually would have given the ship a once-over for all the hidey hole spots and nooks and crannies, but he wouldn't have been very intrusive.
Investigation plus 2, 13.
All right. So looking around, you notice the footlocker at the end of your bed. Not only has been opened, but is the lid is not sitting correctly on it, which seems really awkward because it's hard to make the very heavy lid of this footlocker not close.
So maybe it was smashed open. I'll check inside.
Ooh, or maybe they're hiding something in there.
So as you open it up, you see kind of the normal stuff you would see in there, but all of it is in disarray, much more than the rest of the room. And there is a ring that you've never seen before.
He's planting evidence on the ship so that we get arrested so he doesn't have to pay us for this trip.
Or this is how they're tracking us.
Anyone here got any detect magic spells or Make sure things aren't cursed
See if I-
before I touch them. Spells.
Sorry.
Let's think if I have anything. I don't think I have identification, but let me see what I have.
If someone wants to make an Arcana check, you could try and infer what kind of item it is. You wouldn't be able to figure out if there's
See if
any
it's
magic
magical
on it,
or
but
anything. Yeah.
You might be able to get a little bit more info.
Nope.
It's a nice ring.
Fishing on Arcana. Got a
The
5.
ring
Got 8 total.
itself, is a simple silver band with what looks like a platinum setting, which is weird because both silver and platinum have very similar colorings, and you generally don't mix them in jewelry. And inside the platinum setting is what looks like a sapphire.
Well, I mean, unless you object, I'm just gonna march up to him and ask if he lost this.
I think, well, they clearly planted it. I wouldn't bother with them. Again, I think we should go find Bidwin. I think we have more reason to find Bidwin now before we talk to the soldiers. They're running their own sideline here. Our payday revolves around getting Kaelwyn where he needs to be.
Yeah, but if I get him his ring back, he's gonna know that he's not smarter than us.
Okay, and?
So he'll stop trying to pull one over on us.
They're going to keep trying it. They're willing to do this. They toss.
But I don't want to keep this ring.
No,
I
neither
don't
do
want
I.
this in my possession.
That's why I'm thinking we go. They're running their own end game. We run ours.
So what do you suggest
I've
we
come
do
back
with
from
it?
the cargo hold. What's this about a ring?
They
planted
planted
one on us.
a ring.
I'm sorry, they planted what?
This, and I hand it to him.
They could have planted it, but they think maybe this is the reason how they're tracking us. So maybe they were setting us up to be the distraction when they took off with Kaelwyn, maybe.
Oh,
I'm doubling down. I think we need to talk to Bidwin, and we need to work our own deal out with them and leave them out of the loop. They're clearly.
I don't think this has anything to do with tracking because I would have noticed these things previously and we only just noticed this. So I don't think this has anything to do with tracking. I'm more inclined to believe it's to get us arrested as soon as we get him safely to where he needs to go.
Since Reggie just now arrived in this conversation, can he do his own Arcana check on this ring?
Sure. But before we do that, let's deal with what happened to Reggie when he went below deck.
Oh, shit.
So immediately you went to look in your little corner of the cargo deck, and the first thing that you notice is your hammock isn't up.
I did not do that when I left.
Looking around at kind of your little space there that you could call your own, nothing seems broken or anything like that. Like, you don't keep a ton of stuff there, and it doesn't look like they've gone through it at all. But someone took your hammock and unhooked it, and just left it kind of hanging there.
Okay, I am going to. Let's see. Does it just look like so? So wait, is the entire hammock on the floor, or is one end of it still hanging?
One end of it's still hanging. The other end has been taken off and just dropped.
All right. I am going to take one of my. I'm going to take out my rapier, and just be after hearing. Oh wait, is this whole thing happening before I enter the conversation about the ring? So I don't know about anything at this time, right?
You don't know anything about the ring. This happens before you join them. This is what you're doing while they're searching her room.
This was happening parallel.
Yes.
Oh, parallel. Okay, so I regretfully would not be as careful as I would be after discovering the ring. So knowing Reggie, he would just grab the hammock and just like lift it off the ground.
Okay.
He's kind of lifting it like he's not grabbing the portion that's actually on the ground. He's grabbing like the midway that's like between the ground and the end that is still attached.
All right.
And he just lifts.
As you pick it up, you notice something hard mixed in with the fabric.
Okay, I instantly drop it.
Okay. And you hear the sound of metal striking wood.
Now here's where I would now take my rapier and I would just like tap whatever is inside the fabric with the tip of my sword, and then I'm slowly going to try and like move the fabric out of the way with my rapier to try to get this thing uncovered, whatever it is.
So as you uncover it, you see a ring. The band itself is silver. It's got a platinum setting, which again seems weird because you generally don't mix the same two color metals. You would use a different color metal, just because it looks prettier that way. And set within the setting is a ruby. With your experience in kind of higher society, you do notice that this is most definitely a custom made ring, to the point where the setting itself is a unique setting.
Could I do
crafter was designed it themselves.
Could I do an investigation check on just the ring itself to see if there's any other defining little images or traits about it? Anything that would make it stand out from other like rings of high society?
Sure. In order to investigate it, though, you're going to need to get close enough to it, either by picking it up or something. You won't really be able to get a good investigation with it just lying on the floor. So
yeah, knowing Reggie, he would just pick it up. He wouldn't think to like check it for magic.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check then. Or if it's if it works better, you can substitute history.
Well, they're both +1 anyway. However, with investigation, he 16.
Yeah, as you look over it, you don't recognize the craftsmanship mark. And looking it over really closely, it's not well crafted. Like it's real silver and it's real platinum, and the ruby looks real. So the materials are expensive. But whoever forged this ring was not very talented. There's a lot of imperfections in it. It's slightly oblong. The setting itself doesn't hold the gem perfectly. The gem itself was not cut for that setting. So the whole thing, like to your casual observer, it's a pretty expensive ring. But to someone that's familiar with jewelry and things like this, this is done by a jewelry maker that has very little to talent, but was given expensive things to make a ring out of.
Okay, now I would think like at this time, I have the ring in my hand. This would be the moment where I would then leave the cargo and rejoin everyone, and then we do that whole scene where they show me that ring, and I just say like, wait a minute, Captain, let me see that ring again. And I like take it.
I handed it over.
Oh, you already handed it over.
Well, because you came in and said, what's going on? And I said this. And I handed it.
And Reggie just kind of looks at it and goes like, wait a second.
And ours has a sapphire, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And he did not say that it looked poorly made, though. Ours.
I haven't said, yeah. And I just go, wait a second. And I reach into my pocket and I pull out the ring that I found in my corner.
What the?
Where did you get that?
This was found in my room, in my spot, in my hammock. They messed my hammock.
I don't like this.
I'm checking my room just to be on the safe side. I go into my room, unlock, and poke my head in. 1 gold says you find one with an emerald.
As you go to your room and go to unlock it, the key doesn't fit in the lock.
What the? Does it look like it's been messed with?
Yeah, there's scratches all around the keyhole.
Oh.
The mark of a very inept
Amateurs!
Getting an instinct of pattern recognition, I turn to Aoi and go, best to check y'all room too.
Aoi, as you go to your room, the door seems fine. You put your key in, it opens fine. There's no scratches on the lock. As you open your room itself, it seems fine. You don't see anything different than you remember.
Is the lock jacked up, or does it like take a little bit of jiggering and it will open?
Something broke in the little lock. That's why your key doesn't fit.
Screw this. We ain't got time for it. Captain, I'll mend it later. Kick it in, please.
I kick it in.
Roll me an athletics check.
I'm just really scared that I'm gonna roll badly and it's gonna be like, what's my athletics check class for? Okay, 17.
Yeah. Wood splinters. You open up the room itself.
I submit because I like being the quartermaster. My job was like I was looking for every hidden place that you could hide on the ship for, safety courier jobs.
Yeah.
I would like, can I get
Perfectly
advantage on?
legal, reasons.
Security reasons. We got to make sure to hide our cargo safely.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get advantage on checking my room out, or is it just like I can tell it's been messed with?
You're relatively certain. It's been messed with, as there is a sigil on the floor that is glowing. And I would like a dexterity check from both the captain and Smegwick.
Well, Captain's not in there with me. Oh, because she kicked the door in. Oh, okay.
So you two are close enough to have issues.
I do want to ask for the captain's behalf. Do you have danger sense?
Me?
Yeah, you're a barbarian.
No. I don't know. I don't remember reading that I had that, but let me look.
I think it's a level 2 ability.
And what level barbarian are you?
We're all 5, right?
Yeah.
I would hope so.
Oh, danger sense. Yes. Yay! Because I rolled so badly. Thank you.
D&D Beyond, for folks. They don't sponsor me, but they should.
I mean, we wouldn't mind having a sugar daddy.
Woohoo! Unnatural 20.
All right. So Smegwick, what about you?
8.
Okay, you will take full damage.
These fuckers put an explosive rune in my room.
Hey, you're the warlock. You're like the most dangerous one here.
Yeah.
So you take 20 fire damage. Captain, you take 10.
20? Oh, God bless.
I rolled kind of high.
Seriously.
You literally took me down like almost a half.
Aoi and Reggie, you guys both hear a really loud explosion as you look over. Smegwick's room is on fire. Smegwick.
No.
The captain is on her back as she's going back a little bit.
Okay,
I'm rolling.
I hit the wall. It's like
Dr. Moreau, where's the fire extinguisher?
Okay, I am like gently like slapping Smegwick's face like, come on, don't you die on me now. Who am I gonna make fun of if you die?
I do not have your constitution. I'm fine.
It's true.
What the hell was that?
That was an
Bad
explosive
news.
rune.
That was bad news.
Okay, you know what, Captain? I do apologize, but I gotta pull executive order here. We're talking to Bidwin right now.
Okay.
As soon as we put this fire out, otherwise.
Oh yeah, put the fire out. I take off my vest and I just start like patting it.
Yeah. After a few minutes, you guys are able to get the fire under control. The interesting thing
Yay.
about it, Aoi, you would recognize that as a lesser kind of a fireball spell that was inlaid into a warding rune. Fireball, however, scorches when it explodes. It doesn't generally tend to ignite everything.
Okay.
Okay.
So the fact that this not only exploded like a fireball spell, but it set everything on fire really well, means that this isn't a normal fireball spell.
Someone was setting us up.
Aye. What have we gotten ourselves into?
Nothing I want to be a part of. I am ready to throw him overboard. So if you guys, you
I agree.
Get it.
Let's go say hi.
our
Oh,
ship
yes.
burning down is not worth the pay.
No,
we
it's
get
not.
Kaelwyn. Kaelwyn is the payday. The gods are not.
Who do you think paid the guards to do?
Kaelwyn's not smart enough. He's not smart enough.
He's smart
and
enough
not
to
once.
say, "Can you
He-
take care of them?"
Wait a minute. Where did Kaelwyn say that he got those gods?
He didn't. He got rescued.
Military? I don't know.
Rescued operation.
Was it a rescue? Or was it something bigger?
Uh-oh.
We're getting Kaelwyn. We are leaving. Right now.
Yeah.
Talk to Bidwin first. Then get Kaelwyn. Then we leave right now.
Spitty, you find those guys. You find Bidwin. Either one of those.
You're not getting anything.
Do I
Uh-oh.
see him or is he gone?
As of right now, you've got nothing. However, you are currently in a place that prevents scrying, and Spitwick is in a place outside that.
Oh, we need to get to the. We need to run up. Make a double time as soon as we get out of there.
Okay, we're all on top of the deck.
We need to get above ground. We need to not be here at the dock.
Smegwick, Crow's Nest.
Not here at the dock. We got to get up into the island. I can't get Spitwick.
Oh, okay.
I'm already running. I'm ahead of you.
Wow, look at that little goblin go.
As you come out and you try contacting Spidwick, very quickly you get an answer, and you get this feeling of frustration.
Wait, what?
And again,
eyes and ears.
You get this image that you can see of he keeps kind of circling around the entire island, which is big enough. And he keeps circling around, and he's not finding these. Everywhere he's looked, these people don't exist.
Okay, we need to find Bidwin. I just snapped back. He can't find them anywhere. Okay, either these guys set us up or Bidwin set us up. I think if Bidwin wanted just to kill us outright, he could have.
He could have just poisoned us.
Anytime.
Wait a minute.
Spitty's still alive. He ate his fill.
Spitty's still alive. Ate his fill.
I had plenty of wine.
I ate a lot.
Me too.
Ask Spitty if there are any other little ports on this island.
Did he
Instead-
say anything when he use aerial?
There is a more traditional dock on the
Because we were the back door.
Yeah, you guys are the secret dock, the private dock. But there is a more traditional dock.
Go back to the room, see if Kaelwyn's there. And
When you guys arrived here, there were no ships docked there. So,
was there still not when he was doing the aerial?
yeah, it's an empty dock as far as you can tell.
So far, we still seem to be the only ones on the island.
As you guys are saying this, you suddenly see a figure walking towards you, and it's just a servant you interacted with before, Reggie, and he comes directly up to the captain. Madam Captain, dinner is about to be served. If you would like to join us, I will escort you to the dining room.
Smegwick is still singed as shit. He's just patting himself off, patting the soot.
Well, if they're gonna show up, they'll show up at dinner.
Has the servant already walked off?
No, he's just standing there politely waiting for you. And he seems to not be responding whatsoever to the conversation you guys are having in front of him.
Can I reach to touch his shoulder to make sure my hand doesn't go through him or something?
You touch him. He's like, "Is there something I can do for you, madam?"
I forgot. I'm sorry.
He kind of looks at you and he sees you all kind of look at him. It would be impolite for me to listen into a conversation I have not been invited into.
Will everyone be joining us for dinner?
To my knowledge, yes. Everyone
did-
aside from the gentleman that you are transporting, he has decided to take an early night.
Okay, well, let's go to dinner. One of you check on him to make sure he's still alive.
Spitwit, get there. You know where the room is.
He flies off. The servant kind of bows and extends his arm to kind of show you the way, and then follows you at a respectable distance.
I'm just casting mending as we're on the way.
You get an image from Spitwick of Corell lying on his bed, little bit of drool coming out of his mouth. He's half on the bed, half off. He looks like he's in a very deep sleep.
No overturned like goblet of wine or anything.
No.
Okay, just okay.
He just looks like he's very comfortable. Like his arms hanging off the bed. There's puddle of drool on the pillow. You can't hear it through the vision, but you can see his mouth is open. You just assume he's snoring.
I'm gonna have him like keep an eye there until I send for you. Stay hidden.
As you all enter the dining room, it seems that you are the last ones there. You see Bidwin at the table going, "My friends, it's wonderful to see you again." You see,
Are the guards there?
yes. You see Arthur is sitting next to Corell. And he's sitting next to his girlfriend. And then the two Genasi are kind of sitting by themselves. Just kind of sitting there waiting for the food to be served. But Bidwin turns to you all and goes, "Well, I had them wait to serve until all the guests had arrived. Apparently, Kaelwyn has decided to take an early evening, but the rest of us can enjoy this wonderful meal."
Oh,
We look
I'm
forward
sure.
to it. Thank you for your hospitality.
Oh,
Immediately,
it would be- Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
It would be my most esteemed honor. That's all.
Well, first off, I'm judging by did all the guards look when we entered?
Yeah, but so did everyone else. You were
Okay.
announced as you came in, so.
Spitwit is like normally he would check with everyone else about the lead, but he's a little fuming mad right now. So it's like, yes, normally I would normally call it an early day too. After actually getting blown up. And now I would like to roll insight to see who reacts to that.
Okay. Make an insight check.
Is there any way that I can give him advantage because I'm looking too for like him for like
To
other
be
reactions?
perfectly honest,
Me too.
anyone that's rolling insight, because of just how many people you're trying to read simultaneously,
I think it'd be individual rolls.
It would
Okay.
be. It would actually be a disadvantage because you're trying to read an entire group of people simultaneously, most of which you don't know. So.
Well, I'm reading the guards. I don't know if that means anything.
If you're only looking at the four guards, you can just make a flat roll.
Okay. He looks at the guards. I am looking at Bidwin.
Okay.
I'm also looking at Bedwin.
All right. Go ahead and make your insight check.
Oh! Nat 20!
Thank you! Because I rolled a 7.
And
With
it's,
our
a,
luck, you're-
and it's a 23.
With our luck, you're probably looking at the wrong guy, but let's see. Mine is a 15 total.
Okay. So Bidwin looks perplexed as you say blown up, and he immediately kind of looks at Smegwick, notices the few scorch marks and burn marks that you haven't mended yet, and he just looks confused.
Yeah, still here. Not for lack of trying.
The guards are both looking at you, and neither one really seems to show any emotion about it. They're just both kind of looking at you. Arthur and
Corell.
Corell wasn't looking at you when you said it, and when he noticed everyone else kind of stopped, he just looked over.
Like, oh, what? Yeah. What was Arthur's?
Arthur seems stoic as well. What is the meaning of this?
It would appear someone is doing a little bit of double dealing. Because my captain's ship was just booby-trapped in my room.
And he looks at you, and you see him kind of rise from his seat. And this is the first time you've seen him not kind of jovial. And as he stands up, he holds himself differently. Like he's at this very relaxed posture the entire time. As he stands up, he pushes his shoulders out. He stands up straighter. The kind of paunch that you've been seeing him, the rotund look, is gone. As he stands up,
Holy hell!
You can see his chest is very wide and muscular, and it seems that he's been hunching this entire time. And now that he's standing at his full height, he is solid muscle.
He's Kingpin! He's friggin' Kingpin! He's Wilson Fisk!
As he gets up, he turns to you. I do not appreciate threats against my guests.
I think I may be able to help with this, sir. You've been such a gracious, kind host. I think I can narrow this down. Corell seems to be genuinely enthralled with your daughter, and why wouldn't anyone be? But that's for a later time. Lovely family. I hope things work out for you guys. You, I think, probably could have had us killed at any time, sir. You seem to be extremely capable and with it. Which only leaves us with 3 others. Arthur and his 2 cronies.
Arthur looks at you. Why would I do? You're the ship getting us to the capital. Why in the world would I try to kill you?
You're also the only ones who knew about the ship. You're the only ones who had access to getting into the quarters and capable of planting things on our persons.
What are you talking about? Literally every person at this table and all this staff knows there's a ship in the private dock. There are no boards against the ship. Anyone could have walked onto that ship.
While this discussion is going on, I'm just slowly going to step into the background, and I would have this because I'm me. I'm going to take out my violin, and I'm just going to start playing. But as I do, I'm going to cast Enthralling Performance. With this, I target 3 people of my choosing and they each need to make a wisdom saving throw. The DC is 14. If they fail, they are charmed. So I'm going to see if we can try to charm them into telling us the truth. So I'm targeting the two Genasi and Arthur. The dumb one with the girlfriend seems all right.
Okay. As you start doing this, you all start to notice a little music being played very lightly. And as you weave the magic into it, it doesn't seem to do anything. You see all three of them kind of look at you for a second, relax, and then kind of just shake their heads.
I just kind of stop, look at the violin, look at them.
Then Arthur goes, "Are you trying to?" And he reaches down and he realizes he doesn't have his sword, so he instantly picks up a knife. What's going on here?
We have a security issue.
Obviously, you are trying to warp the minds of my men. And this is the first time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Corell...
You tried to kill us. And I pull out my rapier in response.
Arthur, put the cutlery down. God. I could blast you in the face right now. I'm not doing that out of respect to our host. Reminding him that there is someone far more better here.
As you're all hearing this, you hear this, what sounds almost like a thunderclap, that silences you all briefly, as you see Bidwin had slammed his hands down on the table hard enough that he cracked this very solid table. Enough! Anyone wielding a weapon in the next 5 seconds will answer to me. Now, explain yourself before I take matters into my own hands.
Reggie, put your blade away and hand in the rings.
Well, you see, kind sir, we decided to return to our ship for a little bit of moment to get some fresh air and such. We noticed that our ship had been rummaged, pilfered, walked upon by feet that were not our own. It was there that my dear compatriot Smegwick was happened upon by a trap that nearly so took his life, as you can see. And I'm like gesturing to like some still smoldering bits of him.
There's no hiding the damage on me.
Yeah, it's on
my clothes are fine. I'm jacked up.
Yeah, it's just the face. It is also where we had
for face, and we all understand.
And it was also on our ship that we found these things. And I just set down on the table the ruby ring and the sapphire ring.
Is the table still standing, or is it just like cracked?
I'm just doing that I'm just balancing them on the edge.
It's still standing, but there is a noticeable crack in it. You see him look at them, and as he starts to reach for them, he stops. Jalil? And you see, yes. And the servant kind of looks down. Of course, sir. And you see him wave his hand over it.
What is it?
Non-magical, sir.
What the hell? You can just do that?
Right.
Identify, sir. Very useful in my line.
I'm looking forward to learning it.
You have come in here, accused guests that I have opened my house to of sabotage, given me 2 mundane rings, and a slightly exploded crewmate.
Oh, you see, good sir, I actually would not be surprised if these rings didn't mean anything to you. I mean, a man of your stature. But I do believe that these rings might mean something to another one of our guests. Is Kaelwyn in the room?
No, he's out.
No, he's asleep.
Tell me, and I just scan the room, who is missing from this picture?
You see Bidwin turn. Jalil, get him. At once, sire. And you watch him just kind of walk out. And as he does, anyone that moves, I will deal with. We are all going to sit down and relax until our other guest arrives.
Benny, you can go ahead and come back now. When they wake Caleb up, you can come back.
As you're all sitting there, you eventually hear, "But I'm tired. Oh!" And he comes in and he sees Mrs. Megwick scorched. What happened to you?
Hale was not smart enough to pull that off.
Why did I get woken up? Do you recognize these? And he puts the rings out.
I'm looking at the guards when he's looking at the rings.
And he looks at them. They're cheap knockoffs. What have it? Are
Knockoffs?
they yours? Of course not. I would never be caught dead in something so tacky.
I'm sorry. Kaelwyn. These rings.
Yes?
How far is Kaelwyn standing from the rings?
He was pushed right next to Benwyn, so he was literally just looking at them. So, right next to him.
Kaelwyn, you take one look at these rings, and you can just tell that these are
Of
knockoffs?
course. We saw them all the time at school by the lower bone people that were trying to show that they were trying to act like they were higher born than they were. I've seen a few of these used as engagement rings. It's really rather sad.
Engagement? Oh, no.
What are they knockoffs of? Are they a knockoff of a specific ring?
Oh, but they're actually meant to be rings that I'm going to try this one moment.
It's okay.
They're meant to be passed off as Theliel rings. Theliel is this amazing jewel crafter. He makes the most exquisite jewelry. Everyone in the capital is wearing it. These, the materials are fairly nice, but to be perfectly honest, you can melt down platinum and silver coins and get everything you need. Really, the only valuable things there are the jewels, and they're poorly cut at best. No, these are knockoffs. And he looks at them more, and they're bad at that. They're uneven. It would be hard to pass this off as to anyone with taste.
Could you think of a reason why they would suddenly appear in our rooms on the ship when we've never seen them before?
Was one of you planning on proposing?
No.
I'm not currently looking for a wife, if that's what you were thinking.
Every
Not
female
what
in
we
the
were
sovereignty
thinking.
is so grateful.
And he looks
Kaelwyn.
at you, he just kind of spins and he's trying to figure out if you assaulted him or not.
Kaelwyn, you seem to know a lot about this kind of jewelry. Tell me, what else can you tell us about these here rings here?
He picks one up and he kind of looks at it. That's strange.
Oh?
What is?
And he looks at it closer. The
Again, I'm looking at the guards.
wrong.
Wrong how?
Well, even a basic jewel crafter knows the setting goes perpendicular to the ring itself. It's just how this isn't. Each one of the settings is rotated just slightly. It's not on any axis whatsoever. This isn't just poorly made. It looks to be intentionally made wrong. Who would make a ring wrong?
Uniquely, you would say?
Well, yes, it would be very unique. I would sincerely doubt anyone else made a ring like either of these anywhere.
A very unique ring you could track.
How exactly is he tracking us? The dear servant here just detected no magic coming from them.
You don't
Yeah.
need magic if you know the item itself of its unique specialty in design. If you're intimate with it, you can track it.
Who would be stupid enough to think we would randomly find these rings we know we didn't own and then actually wear them and go about our business like normal?
Or plant them. They didn't expect us to wear them. They expected them to be planted.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can I go back to sleep now?
Has the guards have they changed at all? And we've laid
thus
this out.
far, Carell seems very confused by everything going on. Arthur has been getting more and more worried. It looks like he every time something else comes out, you see him kind of thinking and contemplating about things, but he hasn't made any moves. The two Genasi guards have not done anything. They're sitting there very attentive, but they haven't changed their expression and nothing.
I do say, Arthur, you're looking a little shifty over there. Do you need to use the necessary?
No. That dragon knight found us. Found us in the open veil. The only way he could have done that is if someone was tracking us.
Yes, I definitely do agree with that. But you see, a funny little thing about that, though I was unfortunately out of commission for that last half of the fight, it was quite obvious that good Sir Knight never really made his way below deck. So tell me, how else did these rings find their way below deck?
And you see him kind of look strange, and then he looks over at the two other guards who are still just sitting there doing nothing.
And managed to put a inscribed rune in my room and made a very poor amateurish job picking the lock on my door. And rummaged through our captains.
He looks at you. I don't even know how to use the lockpick. Carell finally chimes in. I tried it once. It's not as easy as it looks. It's like, because you use one and then it's got to make a clicky sound, but then you've got to turn. It's super confusing.
I want to focus on Arthur after all this. I don't know if I get an insight check again after all this is revealed or not. Because
sure, if you want to.
I feel like I'm narrowing it down.
Sure.
Because he looks like the wheels are spinning. He's trying to figure out what's going on. Okay. So that's 17 total.
Everything you can tell, there's nothing in his body language, in his word choice, anything that would reveal that he's saying anything truthful. As far as you can tell, he seems to be telling the truth.
So, narrowing it down. Again, out of character. Please, God, don't let it be Carell being the mastermind behind all of this.
I don't know what you're talking about. I am a genius.
And you certainly are.
Yeah,
okay, Baldric.
Out of character.
I know.
Sorry, in one of my other Kika campaigns, anytime we're saying out of character, we did this. So, if you wonder why I'm doing that, I am.
We do this in my other one, so I get it. We feel like that.
That leaves these other two, because they actually
are still just sitting there. Like everyone else in the room has a heightened sense of excitement, and they're just sitting there.
By the way, has Spitwit returned?
He hasn't.
He should. Where are you?
No answer.
I should see him.
You should.
Or I should see through him.
You don't.
There's no connection now.
When you do that, all you see is blackness. So it's like the connection has been broken. You're just not seeing anything.
Is he in a bag or something?
Generally, even a bag, like even a thick bag, you would see or hear something. You're just getting darkness.
Is anyone else here on the island?
Everyone looks towards Bidwin.
Spitwit should be back by now. I can't get him.
That's not good.
He's not, but he's not. He's not. No one took him out. I have a connection, but
He hasn't been poofed?
yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so I want to know, like, why can't, like, I can feel a connection. I can't see anything, just darkness. Is he unconscious, or is he...
It's the theoretically possible if he was rendered unconscious by an ability and not being taken as 0 hit points, you would get nothing but the darkness because his eyes would be closed. Or if he was sleeping or something like that.
mental yelling, "Wake up!"
Doesn't seem to do anything, which you have woken him from sleep before. So.
Yeah.
Good Master Binwin, first off, let me extend our humblest apologies for this travesty that we've brought into your home here. But if I might inquire, there's us, there's Kaelwyn, there's Kaelwyn's fine guards. No one else is on this island, except for the people in this room. Is that correct?
Servants, but my two workers have been in the fields most of the day. You've already seen Jalil here, and the cook has been preparing dinner.
And it can't be the cook, otherwise we'd be poisoned already.
I take a great offense at you accusing my staff.
I don't think his staff would have done this. I think, again, if with all due respect to Bidwin, if he wanted to kill us, he could have had us done 6 ways to Sunday by now. I believe
Doing a quick head count again.
I want to do something. If Smegwick is here, if Spitwit is there as an action, I can temporarily dismiss my familiar.
Sure.
It will disappear into a pocket dimension where it will await my summons.
Sure.
Which means, as an action again, I can then make it reappear again.
Sure. Because it's just transporting to a pocket dimension.
An unoccupied space within 30 feet of me.
Yes. Because it's just transporting to a pocket dimension, any negative statuses it had wouldn't be instantly cured.
Okay. I can still summon him back.
Oh, yeah. So, where do you put him?
Put him on the table, just like... Well, it'd splat him. I mean, like...
Huh? He splatted when he came out. He is unconscious on the table, barely breathing.
Spitty, no, come on, hey, but no, hey, what happened to you? Like, I'm checking him over, like, because again, I know if he's dead, he would be.
Yeah, he's not dead.
I'm gonna. Would it be a medicine check to see what knocked him out?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do one too.
Is Bidwin's... I just realized something. There's one person that we never really thought about in this situation. Is Bidwin's daughter in this room right now?
Yeah, she looks horrified at everything.
Okay.
That's 17.
She keeps getting closer to Karel, assuming he's going to protect her, as he just looks more and more confused.
17 total.
And what'd you get?
1.
So you're relatively certain it's a fairy dragon, or pseudo dragon.
Yeah, it's a very cute pseudo dragon.
A sleep spell.
You're looking at him.
A sleep spell would be more capable of knocking him out.
This doesn't look magical. As you look around, he does have a puncture mark on him, and you would be familiar. There are poisons that render you unconscious.
It is only out of self-control and preservation I am keeping my temper.
As you're all
I talked to Bidwin. I said someone clearly used poison on my friend.
As you say that, you hear the sound of chairs scraping against the floor as the two other guards just stand up. They turn towards Bidwin, just kind of give him a nod, and then vanish.
Yeah. But Carell still Kaelwyn is still here, right?
Yep. He
Okay.
looks. He's like, "What? If they could do that, why didn't they do that before?"
Oh, crap.
They were keeping tabs on you, Arthur. Where did those two come from?
While you guys are doing this, you watch as Bidwin stands up and rushes out of the room.
Everyone follow the big man.
Oh, did I tell if did they Misty Step or?
It was not a misty step. They
poofed.
Dimension door.
These were the other two. I'm getting lost with all the names. These were the other two guards. Arthur's.
Genasi. These you guys don't have names for. You guys never found out their names.
Yeah.
Right, but they were Arthur and then those two.
Yes.
Yes.
You had Arthur and then those two.
Arthur Carell, two Earth Genasi. Air Genasi.
Yeah. And they just they seem to just fade into shadows as they disappeared.
I'm following Bidwin.
As you do, you see the two guards in the hallway outside running towards a door incredibly fast. Faster than you've seen anyone move before.
Expeditious retreat, anything like that. He's saying this stuff as he's going. I think he just gently put Spitwit down, hoping that the poison will run its course, and he would have taken off right after those guys. And he sees Bidwin taking off. Now they're clearly magical means moving faster than we are, right?
From what you can tell, there's no magic involved whatsoever.
I swear to God, Jody, if you used monks on us...
Why would he use shadow monks on us? He
because...
really doesn't have a player character that's a shadow monk.
I don't know why a criminal organization would ever use dexterity and wisdom based characters
from a DM who loves monks
that can vanish into shadows, are highly stealthy, and don't need any weapons to do lots of damage. It doesn't make any sense to be whatsoever. So
Smegwick is good and pissed. He's taken 2 shots.
Yeah.
Why doesn't everyone go ahead and roll for initiative?
Oh,
jeez.
However, before we do that, it is getting a little bit late, so this is we are going to pick it up next time.
This is my third D&D game of the week, and every single one of them has ended right at battle, and I am.
I know.
Living.
I know.
I did that to my crew this past Sunday.
Jody?
Elias made me wake up to a stranger in my room watching me, and then ended the game.
Oh God!
I was like, ah!
That's creepy.
You said no, Jody. I want to submit something.
Mm-hmm.
You said roll for initiative
Great.
first. I'm going to show something. Just a second.
I was about to say, you're welcome to roll it. I won't remember it in 2 weeks.
Okay.
That's great.
Don't write it down.
So we are rolling it and counting this, or we're just rolling next week?
No.
Well, I rolled in good faith because you said we're rolling for initiative, and then you said
Good,
that.
'cause
So.
I rolled crappy.
Yeah. So sorry. I didn't realize that at the time. So.
Can I keep the 23 for next time? I'll notate it.
You know, I don't really care at this particular juncture. Anyway, folks, thank you to everyone that was watching. If you missed any of the episode, I upload these on Sundays on my YouTube channel to youtube.com/TrainerJody. Be sure to check out all the episodes that are there. Also, my other campaigns are there. If you want to watch more of me being a jerk to people that are perfectly nice. If you are watching this on YouTube, why don't you come by on Wednesday nights and actually join in? you can be a part of the game. Even create an NPC of yourself and insert it into the game if you want. You know, whatever you enjoy. Or like some of my other fans have done in other campaigns, you can spend all of your points creating bad guys for the enemy for the party to fight, to the point where every time they see your name in chat, they go, "What are we fighting?" So, you know, whatever floats your boat. Otherwise, that is all for me today, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye bye.